Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Jennifer Marievo, where I teach you different ways that you can make money online working from home. So today's video is going to be a follow-up video to my last tutorial where I showed you how you can create a profile for Upwork and apply to be a freelancer on Upwork.com. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to search for jobs and also how to find and apply to the right jobs and working for the right clients. I'm going to explain to you how to use Upwork Connects to apply for jobs because you can only apply to a limited amount per month. And finally, I'm going to submit a proposal live with you and show you how I write a cover letter every time I am going to apply for a job. I'll walk you through exactly what you should write when you're trying to get a new job and show you what has worked for me. Before we get into the video, I want to make it very clear that I am not affiliated with Upwork in any way, and they have not sponsored me to create this video. These are all my opinions and my personal experience using Upwork.com as a freelancer. A little bit about me before we get into the video. I am top rated on Upwork and I have been using the platform and offering my services as a freelancer on Upwork since 2017. And in that time, by providing my services on Upwork, I've earned over $70,000 US in the past 3 years. Upwork is really an amazing platform for you to advertise your services as a freelancer and find hundreds and thousands of different jobs that can really start your career as a freelancer. When I started out, I was entry level, I didn't have a whole lot of experience, and slowly I gained more positive reviews and more clients, and I was able to build my business up, invest in excellent equipment, and now I work full-time as a freelancer, as a voiceover artist, and as a video creator. Before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this one, and I will be publishing more videos about Upwork in the next few weeks. So let's get started. Okay, so once you have been accepted as a freelancer for Upwork.com, you are ready to start applying for jobs. So you can go ahead, click on View Profile if you want to make any changes to your profile before you start applying for jobs. But I'm just going to show you how you can search for jobs. So right at the top here, you can just click on the plus icon, and this will show you all of the different jobs available. So you can see that right now there are over 180,000 different jobs available. There are so many different types of jobs available on Upwork for all sorts of different skill sets. So this is also interesting if you want to go and sort of see what kinds of jobs are available in case you want to change your target skill on Upwork. Let's say originally you applied because you are thinking of being a graphic designer, but you notice that there are tons of different video editing jobs available, and you also know how to video edit. You can feel free to adjust or change your profile as you see fit, according to what skills you would like to offer. So when you're searching for jobs, you can also type in the keyword that you want to search for. So let's say you're interested in finding a video editing job. You can type in video editing and click on the keyword. You can see here there are 6,487 jobs found. But we want to narrow this down so you are applying to the right kind of jobs so you have a better chance of getting hired. So over here on this side, you can filter by experience level, job type, number of proposals, client info, client history. So for example, I have worked with some clients and I was the first freelancer they ever hired and I had no bad experience whatsoever. The client was great, but I've also worked with clients who had never hired freelancers before and I had issues with payment. So let's say for your first type of job, you don't want any issues or any problems. You want to work with a freelancer who you know is going to pay you. First of all, let's click on Payment Verified. And what that will mean is that now you can see we're at 4,000 jobs found, and this is 4,000 jobs under the video editing category where the clients have payment verified. So they are ready to pay you and you don't have to worry about them becoming payment verified. You can also sort by client history. So you could choose to go work with a client who has never hired anyone before, or let's say you want a more experienced client, a client that has worked with multiple freelancers. You could click 10 plus hires. So they've worked with over 10 different freelancers or 10 different projects. And then you can go by their budget. So if you were a very experienced video editor, you could say, listen, I'm not going to work with anyone with a budget that's less than $500. But let's say you are brand new to the field and you are entry level. You're going to want to click on entry level because you don't want to be competing with expert level freelancers. And then on the side here, you can also choose to filter by number of proposals. And what that means is how many people have submitted proposals for this type of job. So for example, 20 to 50 would mean 20 to 50 different freelancers have already sent in an application or a proposal for this job. So you would be competing with a lot more people. So let's say you don't want to compete with that many people. Maybe you want to compete with a maximum of 20 people, for example. And you can see that we're narrowing down the jobs as well. At the side, you can also sort by the relevance and by newest. And that means these are the newest jobs, the newest video editing jobs that meet this criteria. So you can see here, for example, this person, they want you to record a 30 to 45 second video from your phone, a video testimonial. So this is similar to those, spokesperson videos I talked about in Fiverr, and they're willing to pay $10 to $25 an hour. This one, there's a creative video editor for YouTube channels. This person, they're going to pay $5 to do a simple transcription video editing job. And this person as well, $25 they'll pay for you to edit their tutorial video. So you can browse through here and you can see all of these different jobs that are available to you. And this is also an excellent tool if you just want to start searching graphic design, for example, and just get a feel for what kind of jobs are available on Upwork. Again, you can keep all of these different settings as they are, and then just type in different keywords and see what kinds of jobs are available. And this is a great way to do some research into what sort of skill you would like to learn and get better at before promoting your own skills on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork. Okay, so once you have found a job that you like and you think you want to apply to it, it is time for you to apply to the job. Now, you cannot apply to unlimited jobs within Upwork. It is free to apply to jobs with Upwork. However, there are two different membership plans, as you can see here. We have the basic plan, which is free, and you can spend 10 connects a month. Now, you might wonder, what exactly are connects? So every single job, there are a certain number of connects that you have to spend or use in order to apply to a job. So let's say a basic job, you might have to spend 2 different connects. So that would mean you can apply to 5 different jobs a month for free with the basic plan. If someone offers you to interview for the job, you do not have to spend any connects. So I receive interview requests all the time, and those are completely free to respond to. So if you make your profile good enough, you will have people sending you interview requests. And if you decide you want to purchase more connects, you can. You could get the Plus plan, and the Plus plan is $15 a month, which is my current plan, and it includes 80 connects a month. And if you want to buy even more connects, you can see here that connects cost 15 cents each and are sold in bundles of 10, 20, 40, 60, and 80. So to purchase additional connects, you'll go to settings on your account. So let me show you right here. If you click on the picture icon, click on settings, then you can click on membership and connects. And then here you can click on buy connects. I can't buy any connects right now because you can see it says my connects balance already reached the allowed maximum. But if you didn't have any left or you had a low amount of connects, you could buy more here. Unused connects roll over to the next month up to a maximum of 200. So let's say 1 month you don't apply to many jobs. Those connects will roll over into the next month. So you don't have to worry about spending all your connects in 1 month. Now, depending on the job that you are trying to apply for, the number of connects will vary. So let's say, for example, this is a video editing job. You can see here, when you click on the job, it will tell you how many connects are required to submit a proposal. So if it's a job that's very popular or a really high-paying job, sometimes this is more. It might be 4 connects to apply to the job. And what is good about connects is that it makes it so not so many people are going to be applying to every single job, because if it was completely free to apply to as many jobs as possible, you might have, 100 people, 200 people applying to the same job, and it becomes too much. Having the Connect system forces people to really think about what kind of jobs they want to apply for, and that makes it less competitive because people have only a certain amount of Connects that they can use, so they're not just going to apply to every single job they find. And that way there's less competition for each job, and also it's easier for a client to sift through all of the applications before they find or hire their freelancer. Okay, so once you have found a job that you're interested in and you want to apply to, I'm going to teach you how you can submit a proposal. So let's say I found this job here. They're looking for someone to create 2 different explainer videos. You can see here their budget is $160. Now you can negotiate and either offer less money or more money. You can also see they're looking for an expert level freelancer. You can see a little bit more about the client on the side. This client has spent over $3,000 and they've hired 3 different freelancers. So you know that this client does pay their freelancers, which is great. And we can scroll down and see that there have been 20 to 50 different people who have applied to this job. They're interviewing 2. They've sent 4 invites out. And then you can also see the bid range. So the lowest someone has submitted a bid for, and they're saying they'll do the job for $160, and the highest is $800. So you can see the average is around this amount. So it's up to you if you want to try to bid lower than this amount or higher. It just depends on your skill level and how much you're willing to do the job for. So when you want to apply to a job, you can click Submit a Proposal. You can also click Save Job if you want to save the job for later. I'm going to click Submit a Proposal. Okay, so now that we're ready to submit our proposal, you can choose either to propose with a specialized profile, your general profile, or if you have created a specialized profile. I have one for voice talent. I'm just going to keep the general profile. That's the one you would have created when we created an account with Upwork. And I will create a future tutorial on really going in depth on how to improve your profile. So stay tuned for that. So when you scroll down, you're going to see the terms. You can see here the client's budget is $160 USD. You can either ask to be paid by milestone or by project. Now, with Upwork, there are 2 different types of jobs. You can have a fixed rate job, and that means, for example, I will do the complete job for $200. That includes everything, and they'll pay you $200 total for the job, including, all the revisions. You can also do an hourly rate job. And for example, if you are saying, I will work for $20 an hour, there's a little app that you install on your computer that will track the hours that you're working, and they can see that you are actually working on their project. I prefer fixed rate projects. I've never had a bad experience with the app, but I just like it better. It's just easier for the client to know how much they're going to have to pay me. But if you're doing a job like virtual assistant or data entry, it's usually going to be a per hour rate. So for this type of job, I'm going to do it by project. So you can see here with the fixed rate, you can either go by milestone, which is divide the project into smaller segments called milestones. You'll be paid for milestones as they are completed and approved. So sometimes they might have, the first draft, they'll pay $100, the second draft, another $100, or you can just give a complete project. You can say, listen, I'm going to do this complete project for $400, for example. So it's up to you if you want to do it by milestone or by project. So for this one, as you can see here, you can adjust your rate, and you can see that Upwork service fee is changing as you do this as well. So let's say for this project, I'm going to say that I'm going to do it for $400, and then Upwork service fee would be $80. And then you're going to put how long the project will take. So let's say less than 1 month. Now remember, the client's budget is $160, and I'm putting in $400, which is much higher than the budget. I'm only doing this because I'm confident in my work, and I'm top rated on Upwork, so I think I have a good chance of getting this job. If you are new to Upwork and you're trying to get your first review, you don't want to be going this much over the client's budget, okay? This is just because I am experienced on Upwork and I'm confident in this bid. When we scroll down, you'll see additional details. You're going to put in your cover letter, And then sometimes for some jobs, they have additional questions here. So for this one, what past project or job have you had that is most like this one and why? Which of the required job skills do you feel you are strongest at? So this is a chance for you to put in some extra information about yourself. So when we're writing our cover letter, it doesn't have to be anything extremely long. I've seen a lot of people with Upwork cover letter templates and they tell everything, paragraphs and paragraphs. You have to imagine these clients are going to be getting a lot of different applicants. They don't need to know your life story. They just need to know what your skill set is, what you're good at, what you can offer them, and how much you'll charge them to do it. So try to keep it formal and brief and to the point of what you are going to offer them. So I'm going to fill this out and then come back and show you what I've written to give you an idea of what sort of cover letter you can write when you're applying to a job for Upwork. Okay, so now I'm back and I am ready to submit my proposal. But before we do that, I want to show you and go through with you what I wrote for my cover letter and my answers to the other questions. So as you can see here, I have actually decided to change the bid that I wanted. So I put $500. Now, again, I know this client only is saying $160, but they did say they're looking for expert freelancers. So I'm going to challenge this a bit because I do think they're asking for a lot for that price. But again, if this is your first job on Upwork, don't go over the client's budget. For your first job on Upwork, it's important you just want to get some positive reviews. So I would recommend either taking, just keeping it at 160 or going even lower if you want to get the client. But for me, I don't really need this job, but if I do this job, I do want to get paid well for it. So I've increased that, but that's just me. Okay, let's read through this together. So here's the cover letter. Hi there. Again, if you know their name, say you get an invitation request from someone and their name is Sonia, you would put, hi Sonia, or hello Sonia, but I don't know this person's name. All I know is that they're from Denmark. So I'm going to just write, hi there, or hello there. I've read your job description, and I'm confident that I could provide you with some amazing explainer videos for your new soccer club. What I've done here is I've made sure to put for your new soccer club. And why I put that is you want to show the client that you've actually read their ad, because the client has said what they're looking for. They want someone to create an explainer video for their soccer club. You want to sort of mention something in the description in your cover letter to show them that you're actually reading it. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll copy and paste the same cover letter for every single job, and you can tell, you don't want to do that. You want to make it a little bit personal so they know you're actually reading their ad. I'm a professional voiceover artist / video creator and have access to explainer video creator software that we could use to create these videos. I also have access to an extensive library of background music we could choose from to get just the style and feel you want for the video. I am able to offer you a rate of $250 USD per video of up to 1 minute and 30 seconds, which would include full video creation, a professional voiceover, background music, includes 1 first draft and 1 round of revisions for the final video. I have included samples of my explainer video work in the sections below. I am looking forward to discussing this project further with you. Best regards, Jennifer. Okay, so you can see I start off telling them what I am. So if you're applying to a graphic design job, you want to say, hi, I've seen your ad about creating a logo for your new company. I'm a graphic designer and I have experience doing this. And then you're going to want to show them what you can offer them. And I like this little bullet point list because they can quickly see exactly what you're going to offer them for that price. And I like to discuss the price right away so they know exactly what they're going to get and how much they're going to pay for those services, okay? If there are not other sections here, you can paste links to your work. Depending on what service you're advertising, if you're a graphic designer, you might have a link to your portfolio of different logos you've created or YouTube thumbnails you've created or whatever sort of design work you've done, whatever your service is. And then you're going to tell them that you're looking forward to hearing back from them or discussing the project further with them. And then you're going to wish them best regards. Now, you can see here that Grammarly is working in the background. And if you don't know what Grammarly is, I talk about Grammarly a lot. You can install the free version of Grammarly and go to the link in the description below this video to get a link to go to the free version of Grammarly. And here, Grammarly will help you correct any spelling errors. You want to make sure this is free of any spelling or grammatical errors. So for example, if I had this, I had both of these words wrong, Grammarly is letting me know there's an error and I can just click. All right. So by installing this extension, you can correct all your errors right in Upwork, which is great. All right. The next question for this particular job, what past project or job have you had that is most like this one and why? So I wrote, I have worked on hundreds of voiceover jobs for my clients. I also produce weekly explainer videos for my YouTube channel featuring the explainer video software I would use when creating your soccer club videos. And then I put explainer video sample, and then I've sent them to a YouTube link where they can see a demonstration. Then I put voiceover commercial demo reel, voiceover corporate demo reel, and so they can see my voiceover work here. Okay, the next question, which of the required job skills do you feel you are strongest at? I wrote, I take pride in delivering top quality voiceovers that are recorded in my professional home sound booth. I am also confident in my video editing skills to put together an engaging and catchy explaining video, let's say for your club. Good. Okay, so at the bottom here, you see attachments. Now, this is where you can attach samples of your work. You can attach up to 10 files. So you could attach, JPEG files, PNG files, PDF files, whatever samples of the work you can deliver, you can provide here. Okay, so when you are happy with your proposal and you've gone over it and made sure it's free of any errors, you can go ahead and click Submit a Proposal. Then you're going to have this pop up. It says 3 things you need to know. You're submitting for a fixed price project. And basically they're explaining about escrow. So what escrow is the client, for example, if they decide to hire me for this job, they'll pay $500 into escrow. And that money will sit there sort of like in between me and the client until the client says they're happy with my work and then they release it to me. So if the client doesn't want to release the funds for whatever reason, Upwork offers mediation services. So the Upwork will help you, talk to the client and figure it out so that you can eventually, get your money for the project that you completed. So I'm going to click Yes, I understand, continue to submit. Okay, then at the top, you'll see it says your proposal was submitted. You can go here and you can see your proposed terms. And then if you wanted to change the terms of your proposal, you can click Change Terms and, make any other adjustments that you want. Or you could click Withdraw Proposal if you've decided you no longer want to, work on this job or do this job for this client. And then if you want to view all your different proposals, you can go over to Find Work, click Proposals. And then under My Proposals, you'll see any invitations to interview that you have, active proposals that you are discussing with the client, and your submitted proposal, which we just submitted. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I just wanted to show you how simple it is to submit a proposal when you're applying to jobs on Upwork. You can repeat this process again and again for as many proposals as you want, providing that you aren't going over your 10 connects each month. And of course, you can purchase more connects if you want to apply to more jobs. My biggest advice to you is to apply to the right kinds of jobs, really make your profile outstanding, and make sure to provide lots of samples of your work so the client will want to hire you. If you have any questions regarding Upwork, make sure to leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer your questions in future videos. And really, it's just about being patient and consistent, and eventually, becoming a freelancer can really change your life. You can really start to make good money online, and you'll find yourself working with the same clients year after year. So everybody, once again, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one, teaching you how to make money online Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.